Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to a brand new episode of Extraordinary Talks. For today's video, I am so excited because this is something that I've been trying to make happen for uh, the past few days, the past few weeks, I would say, and it's finally here. So I'm really excited to share this moment with all of you guys. Of course, this is a big moment because it's the very first time that I'm actually interviewing a girl from the Miss Diva organization. So it's truly an honor. And of course, judging by the title of the video, you guys know that we are talking about Miss Ritika Khatnani. Of course, during this conversation, the goal is really to just get to know her, know more about her advocacy, her hopes for the pageant of Miss Supranational 2022, and just have a fun and chill conversation with her all along. So thank you so much for joining us once again. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and just be part of the conversation. So without further ado, everyone, I will introduce you to Ritika, but we'll do that right after the intro. Okay. Perfect. All right, everyone. So without further ado, please give it up for Ritika. Come on now.
Hi
How are you?
everyone.
How are you doing, my dear?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for being here with us. It's such an honor to
Thank
have
you so
you.
much for having
Absolutely. I've been receiving so many DMs and people asking me to interview you. And, as soon as I sent you a message and you said yes, I was like, victory. The fandoms will be happy.
me. Well, I hope so.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are for sure. So Ritika, as I said just before we started the live interview, I want this to be, just a chill, fun conversation between you and I. So before we even get into any questions, I just want to ask, how are you doing? How are you feeling just ahead of the competition?
Um, wow, that's a complex question because I'm feeling so many emotions, but at the same time, I'm super excited, extremely happy, and I can't wait to see what's in store. But I'm also very scared, nervous, anxious, stressed out because we're so near to the competition, and I think I'm just trying to keep calm amidst all the chaos.
Oh, I can only imagine. It's such a hectic experience because you have so many things to prepare, right, for the competition. But then at all times, for pageants, the girls are expected to be on their A game, at all moments. So I imagine it must be hectic. So,
Yes, it
you
is.
so I always keep in mind, for those who are being introduced to you for the very first time. So I would say, just in a few words, how would you introduce yourself? What are some of the things that people should know about you?
Hmm. Fun loving, determined, adventurous, passionate, dreamer.
Mhm. I love that. And where would you say like you get those elements from? Is it a family
I
thing
think
or?
a lot has to. I think a lot has to do because of my mother. I think it's the genes.
Yes.
Yes, I think it all depends on your upbringing as well. And I've had the most amazing people around me who've been extremely supportive and who've actually been the wind beneath my wings. So I'm extremely fortunate.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm pretty sure that everyone is so excited to have you here with us. So I'm just gonna say very quickly, hello to everyone who has joined us so far and who is here with us in the conversation. For some reason, the messages are not popping on my screen, but it's okay because I have you guys on my phone as well. So I'm looking at the comments on my phone.
Wait, is this
So,
going Instagram live as well?
no, we're actually on YouTube live right now. But usually, I can see on the side of the screen like the people who are leaving comments like as we go. For some reason, that's not working. But I'm following on my phone, so it's okay.
All right.
Yes,
Well, you're the
perfect.
lucky one then, because I can't see the questions or the comments.
Ah, yes, absolutely. I'm just telling you, they're sending you so much love. Everyone is so happy to
Thank
have
you.
you here. So yes.
Well, love
All
right
right.
back to whoever is watching.
Sorry.
I said love right back to whoever is pouring in so much love.
Oh, of course. I know that they feel it. That's why they're here rooting for you. They love you so much. Um, Okay, so let's talk about the competition as of right now for Miss Supranational, Ritika. So, of course, you have been doing amazing. First of all, congratulations for winning the first episode alongside Lesoto for the super chat, of course. So, what was your state of mind? I mean, just going into the super chat, I imagine it must be super like intimidating in a way.
You know, more than intimidating, I think it was my first ever introduction to the world. So you're always so nervous because you're always constantly told about first impressions, and first impression is the last impression. And
Yeah,
so I was extremely scared. I'm not going to lie, being very honest. I remember having like dark chocolate, like tons of it. I had my textbooks and notebooks all around me, my little Ganesh tree, which is my god. And I was like really praying that I hope it goes well. And once I sat in the chair and I started having the conversation, I think it went very organically. And
yeah,
it just went as smooth as possible. So I was happy. And when the result came out, trust me, I started dancing.
yes.
I
Oh,
literally started dancing. I
that's so
actually
cute.
got a call. I actually got a call because I was in the middle of fittings, and when the Instagram post came out, I had no idea. And I get a call saying, we did it. And I was like, oh my god, woo! And I started like just dancing, and I was like jumping around happy. So I was so happy.
Yes, you absolutely nailed that. I remember watching the first episode, of course, because I mean, so even for the audience, right, for the fandom, just watching the episode, it's the first time. So because you were on the very first episode, so it was an introduction for all of us. And the thing that kept coming to mind as I was watching you perform, just deliver your answers, was that it's so smooth. It's like there's no interruptions, there are no hesitations. I was like, she has this this confidence in her, which I really appreciate.
Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. Talking about the competition as well, so for many people you are considered to be a front runner already, even though the competition is in the very early stages. So how do you take that? Does it add pressure to your shoulders, or do you take it as a compliment?
Well, thank you. I did like to believe so, but I've never looked at myself as a front runner. I think I'm just working hard towards being a better version of myself every single day. I'm just pushing myself, putting in every ounce of blood, sweat, tear, and the team has backed me up incredibly with their effort. And I think I'm just really out here trying to give my best. So as a front runner, I don't see myself, being a front runner or I'm being liked by the audience. I think I'm just doing my bit. And if that is being loved, then I think I should just continue being my authentic self. And being pressurized, or am I excited? I think I work best under pressure.
Yes.
That is one fact that I've realized over the years, but I've not received any pressure from anybody.
Mhm.
I'll be honest, there are times I put pressure on myself, because in this constant hustle bustle, when you're giving your all, you tend to put that pressure. But I think
Mhm.
I'm just really surrendering to the process at this point and going with the flow to see what the outcome is like, and I'm extremely excited.
Oh, I love that. Because let me ask you, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, right, when I think of India precisely in pageantry, I think that India really has consolidated their status as a powerhouse. They have a huge legacy, in pageantry as well. So I imagine that it's not just about you being in the competition, but it's also about carrying that sash with that, name on the sash. It's a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure. Um, I would say, like, normally, how do you handle um, going international and knowing that so many people back home are still, rooting for you, but also expecting you to perform well?
Firstly, wearing the sash of India across my chest, I've had that opportunity before. It is a feeling of sheer humbleness, pride,
Yeah.
and gratitude. I think to me it's very emotional. It can't really be expressed because imagine you're representing millions of people and they all have their hopes on you. I think that itself is such a soulful feeling.
Mhm.
And when it comes to the powerhouse, I think a little fun fact I'm going to tell the audience out here. So I'm
Oh,
in college right now. It's a fun
okay.
fact, okay? I must tell you this. Speaking of the legacy of India, right? So I'm in
Yes.
college. I'm in Jai Hind in Mumbai. Mumbai is a city in India. And
Yeah.
you've had a lot of Miss Indias pass out from this college. So there's like Priyanka Chopra to Aishwarya Rai, so many of them who've passed out from this college. And the reason I actually took admission into this college was like, hey, I really want to be Miss India, so let's try my luck and I can forward the legacy ahead. Which is why I
Oh,
actually took admission in this college because most of the Miss Indias were passed out from here. And what are the odds that I actually won Miss India?
that's
So,
what I was
when
gonna
I
say.
look
It
back,
definitely
I'm
worked.
like, true. I mean, when I look back, I'm just like, I was quite the cartoon back then to have thought this way, but I think everything's meant to be if you manifest it so much. And like I said, I think it is a lot of. I think I do have a certain responsibility when I represent my country, especially India being the powerhouse. And not just that, I don't think it's about winning or losing, but we've had the best of representatives. And they have
Mm,
represented us so proudly. And there's so much that I've learned. And I just hope that I do my best and not let my country down.
oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, especially like the fun facts and all. I really
Yeah,
appreciate that.
like that,
And
that's a
don't
fun
worry.
fact that I thought would be apt to say because nobody really knows that. But this is one secret why I took admission into my college.
I love it. Well, listen, you're doing amazing so far. So I'm pretty sure that everyone is, super proud of you. And of course, just judging by the comments, which unfortunately you cannot see, um, everyone is loving you already.
Thank you.
So,
Oh my god.
of course. One of the things that, because you were talking about the pressure and, representing a country with a legacy already, I wanted to ask you just more on a personal level, how do you take care of yourself, ahead of a competition? I feel like it's so important to not only prepare well, but also be kind to yourself in terms of getting some rest, finding some balance with your life as well. So, what things do you do in order to, be okay?
Um, well, I sleep.
Yes.
And
Very
I
important.
sleep a lot. I eat well. But I think, jokes aside, I mean, most importantly to me, I meditate. I think that's the
Mhm.
best thing you could do. And with meditation, I manifest, which keeps my mind really calm. At
Mm.
times when I feel low, I probably do watch a fun movie. Right before I sleep, even though I haven't gotten time to watch the full film, I see bits and pieces of it. And I think I'm just staying really true to myself. I really want to enjoy this process, and I know it can get really exhausting, but my 4-year-old self asked for this. So I have no complaints, no regrets, and I'm just truly celebrating this process.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing because I always think of the people watching us, right? And I tell myself, in many ways, pageantry is something that they can also apply to their everyday life, with whatever challenges they have, with whatever, adversities, obstacles they want to overcome. So I always ask the beauty queens, how do you take care of yourself? How do you, chill? Because beauty queens are expected to be on their A game at all times. But it's also important to remind ourselves that we are human. We need a break sometimes, and we need, some
Definitely.
me time.
Oh, like, well, here's the thing. I'm Gen Z, okay? I represent Gen Z. So I'm just like in this completely different zone at times. There'll be like times when I really want to have fun with my friends or like, do some TikTok dances,
Yes.
just like celebrate the real life. Because I think
Yeah.
with time you progress. And I think it's time to just have fun and like be authentic and be real. I think that's something. I was having a conversation with this gentleman a week back, and he said, today pageantry is all about being real. I would prefer somebody who goes up on stage and says that, hey, my life is messed up, and I have a ton of insecurities, and I'm here to just spread the message that it's okay, rather than speaking about, hey, I'm here to change the world and world peace. Because, I mean, we've been doing it for years and there hasn't been world peace. So it's not like
Yes.
you can come and make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's very important to be real and not delusional, and to just find that balance in between.
Mm, I love that. That's actually a very good point, because I feel like if we are overly, I don't know if ambitious is the right word, but if you are not overly precise with our purpose, with the things that we want to accomplish, sometimes we aim for too much and we end up not doing enough, right? So when you just have like the right approach, the right balance, and you're really laser focused on the things that you want to accomplish, I think that's when we really excel in all aspects of life, actually. So
True.
I agree
I
with
think
you.
it's very important to know the purpose.
Perfect. So, I mean, I was telling you earlier about the super chat experience. Of course, how do you feel about meeting all of your sisters from all over the world, Miss Supranational?
Oh, wow, it's been amazing. Everyone's super lovely, energetic, enthusiastic, and I think we're going to have a blast. I said this before in my one of my lives, and I think it's going to be one of the most beautiful and special journey with these sisters of mine. And especially just imagine all the countries, you have the world in one room. Isn't that like the most amazing feeling ever? And I think we're going to
Amazing.
celebrate that diversity and make the most of that experience.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I always think to myself, when the girls go to a pageant, I think, do they realize that they are in a bubble with some of the most beautiful, smart, ambitious women in the world? So it's really like a very unique experience, right? Isn't it?
And there's so much to take back from each one of them. Like they have so much to offer. It's incredible. Like I think it's more than just a competition. You learn so much about them and yourself during that process. I think you just unfold
Absolutely.
so many layers within you. And I think it's like a self realization journey.
Absolutely. I think yeah, it's very important, especially as you said, not only to go to the pageant to perform, but also to learn and take from, the lessons that you will learn with the candidates and your sisters and the organization as well. So it's a learning experience for everyone. Perfect. So, of course, you competed and were successful in Miss Diva 2021, of course, one of the most prestigious and, I mean, I would say recognizable pageants in the world, precisely because India is such a powerhouse. So, what would you say is one of the biggest lessons that you learned after going through that experience?
Miss Diva as a journey had been the most dynamic and exhilarating experience of my life. And what I truly learned was it takes 1 second to change someone's mindset. So don't give up, not just in any competition, but in life. So don't give up, and truly just keep going, keep moving ahead in life.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
You know,
I'm actually,
it doesn't seem, I'm so sorry to cut you, but it
it's okay.
doesn't seem, very like it's putting in across a lot of knowledge. But if you
Mhm.
actually keep thinking about it, I was constantly being told that it takes 1 second to change someone's mindset. And I think that just turns the entire game around, like in life itself. Like, don't give up. Like, know your purpose, know why you're there. And I think it comes out of sheer honesty and dedication of why I'm going to be there and what I love doing, and the purpose that I hold with the vision I have.
I agree with you. Actually, with the platform that you have, it's very important to always, try your best to reach people, to spread your message, to spread awareness about your cause. So that's the perfect approach to this.
Yes.
Now, Ritika, I'm actually a very visual person. Okay, so I want to talk to you. I want to get your opinion about your growth as a person, as a woman, coming up until this moment right now. So I'm gonna show you a photo, and I just want you to tell me how have you changed up until now? Who is Ritika today? Okay. uh,
Wow, this is like a fun game to me then.
it's a very
Oh
fun
my
game.
god!
So we have a photo
Wow, this
here of
brings back
you.
so many memories.
Yeah, so we have a photo here of you representing, actually holding the title of Miss Teen International 2018. And then we have you crowned as Miss Diva Supranational 2021. So when you look at these two photos, what I'm really interested about here finding out is how have you grown as a person in between these photos and up until this point in time?
Wow. You know, you're just gonna get me like tears in my eyes because that brings back so many memories. Um, wow. I didn't expect that at all. I didn't know you would get
Yeah,
like pictures and stuff. Thank you. Um,
of course.
you know, I'll tell you what's been constant is the ambition, the dreamer in me. But the change that I see is I've become a woman who is fearless to actually take a step ahead. And I don't think I was that limitless at the age of 14 and 15. But today, when I look back, I think that journey actually encouraged and uplifted me to be a woman with a dynamic approach who's unapologetic of herself.
I love that. You know, one of the reasons why I wanted to show you these photos, it's because sometimes we don't realize we just look at a person, right? When I look at you right now, perhaps I might look at the super chat and tell myself, wow, she has, amazing communication skills. I might look on your Instagram or your photos and tell myself, wow, she is so beautiful. But then, when you look at an evolution of a person, you get to kind of see like the ups and downs, the things that they've done all throughout life, and that's where you get to see the inspiring story of someone, right? Going through the challenges and the hardships. And I'm really excited to talk about that part of your life because we know that you also went through a lot growing up and many challenges, and that's why you're using this platform. So we'll get a chance to touch on those points a little
Oh,
later in the interview. So this is kind of a fun question that I'm going to ask you now, but of course, I want you to answer in the best way that you can, in the sense that um, without revealing anything, right? That it's for the pageant.
oh,
So people
all
want to
right.
know.
Okay.
People want to know.
I'll keep it low key.
Yes, please, please. So people want to know what they can expect from your Miss Supranational journey. People want to know that the walks and the gowns and all of that, but I feel like it's better to keep that a surprise for them, right? But
Oh, definitely.
yes, in a few words, how would you describe your upcoming journey?
Um, Powerful, um, exciting,
Yes.
mm, brave,
All right.
and unstoppable.
Wow. Oh, I love that. Especially the last one. Very, very
But can
intriguing.
I say something? It's going to be
Of course.
full of innocence. It'll be full
Innocent.
of innocence because I think everything that I will do is out of pure honesty
Mhm.
and sincerity.
Uh, I love that. We're so excited. We're so excited for your journey. We're rooting for you.
Well, I hope I'm able to like define these words in my journey.
Yes.
Now that I've said
As
it.
soon as soon as I announced the interview with you, people were messaging me like, ask her for the designer, the gown, the color. I was like, you guys, those are things like they're not gonna tell us that. We want to keep it a surprise, of course. So
You know, I
thank you.
actually wish I could like scream it out to the world who I'm wearing and what color and this and that, but you know, I think surprises are the best. So let's just keep it a
Yeah,
surprise.
of course, of course. I absolutely respect that. So please, now I would like to get a little bit more into the advocacy part. So would you kindly let us know what is your advocacy? What is your hopes to what is it that you'll be using this platform for during your Miss Supranational journey, and hopefully if you also get the Miss Supranational title.
um, so My story is actually being brought up by a single parent. I think it's very important that I give you a gist of why I started this story. It's actually my story. And, growing up, I did see quite a lot of instances in my life which I thought was completely unfair, was unjust. And I thought that if I get the platform, then I should make the most of it. My
Mm-hmm.
mother is the biggest, best superwoman that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And just her being a, a father to me, um, and not just only my pillar of strength, support, but my biggest cheerleader. I just wanted to do something for her because the prejudice that she faced was completely. I used to be there just thinking like, hey, why is this happening? To my mother because
Yes.
she's actually gone against the world for my brother and I. She went all the way out to give my brother and I the best, even when we didn't have the right opportunities or things.
Mm-hmm.
And everything I do is to make her proud. Every step of the way, all I think about is my mother. And the constant judgment and the label, the stereotypes that come with being a single parent, I thought was extremely important to change, which is why I
Mm-hmm.
started my initiative Unlabeled with the tagline Redefine Yourself, hoping that we actually have a society without labels and especially broken home because if you speak about me, I've had the best childhood anybody could have ever asked for. So when I often heard the word broken home, oh, you're from a broken home, and I used to be like, oh, I've had the most amazing and beautiful childhood. Yes, we've had challenges, we've had unspoken battles, but at the same time, I think my family has been my, driving force, and we've had the most amazing time together. So just for that, I thought it's so important. It's very simple. But a single parent does twice the work. They put in everything they have to give us the best. And
Mm-hmm.
all they deserve is the due credit in society. They deserve love, respect, importance, and that status in society, which I don't think has been given to them. And I just thought it was relevant because never underestimate the power of one. And I have one parent.
Oh,
So,
that's so amazing. That's so amazing. Honestly, I'm just listening to you and I'm getting the chills because I can only think of, all the like the single mothers, single parents, all over the world. And actually I can relate to that because I grew up with a single mother myself. And I know I've seen firsthand, all of the challenging, all of the challenging situations, the hardships and just everything that they have to go through just to make sure that we are okay, And I feel like sometimes we don't give enough recognition or enough visibility to those situations, to those struggles as well. So thank you so much for using your platform for this. I know how important it is.
But
So
I think it's not spoken of a lot.
mhm,
It's not spoken about at all, and I wonder why. Because as you said, like there's so much that goes on, but they're looked down upon much more. I feel like they're
mhm,
many times even degraded, and
yes,
that needs to change. And especially with this platform, I think all I'm trying to do is create awareness, inclusion, highlight the stories of dignity and courage. I think I've been doing the series of meeting people from different cities and just bringing in that story so that when people look, they realize the importance of it.
yeah,
Single
absolutely.
parents are often questioned for their character, which I think is the worst thing that could ever happen to anyone.
Absolutely. Especially when they're already going through so much, in terms of, taking care of the child, just making sure that they meet all the needs. We don't need like the extra added layer of judgment that comes with that from society. So once again, I think this is so, so important. And I thank you for using your voice to bring visibility to these issues. Something that I find really interesting about you, right, is that you don't only so you saw the situation, right, happening with your mom, for example, but you didn't just stay there. You just didn't acknowledge the struggle, but you also decided to be a voice, right, to raise your voice, to bring awareness to this issue. So can you tell me, At what point in your life did you decide, you know what, I'm going to speak up? I'm going to use my platform. I'm going to have these conversations, even if it makes some people uncomfortable. Where was the shift in that mindset?
Um, I remember I was 8 years old actually, and a couple of students back in school asked me, "What does your dad do?" And I had no idea what to say. But I said, hey, my mother's a single parent. And they were just like, oh, what does that mean? Because at the age of 8, not a lot of people are aware of single parents.
Yeah.
And that is the time I thought that, I should take this step of at least creating some kind of awareness. But today, of course,
Mm.
as I've grown up, I have a ton of friends who have single parents, and I think it's very, very normal. But it's just that they're still very conservative with their opinion of speaking up. And I don't understand why, because there's nothing wrong, and I think it should be normalized to even speak about it. And I think I even raised the point that nobody really should define what a modern family is. And I'm going to keep saying this because for me, my family is my mother, my grandmother, my brother, and I. And I don't think it should be defined by a textbook or by society.
The mic drop right there. I love it.
Like,
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, honestly. I know that, I'm saying that a lot, but at the same time, I really mean it because I think it's so important. And as you said, we don't talk about it enough. So the fact that you're doing it, you're putting in the work, but also bringing it to such a large, big platform such as Miss Supranational is, I'm pretty sure that this will help with that, with those conversations for sure.
definitely.
And let me ask you, of course, because I mean, not only you have excelled in the things that you have done in your life as well, but also having this very close bond with your mom and spreading, awareness about her story as well. How does she feel about you? Like, how the is I imagine she must be like so proud.
Well, I hope she is. Because everything I do, as I said, is to make her proud.
Yeah.
And she's my biggest cheerleader. She's my biggest critique. I'm actually very scared of her when she, like, has to, like, tell me or criticize me because, I'm always scared that, she'll here's the thing about me, like, I'm very comfortable in front of an unknown audience, but when it comes in front of like family, I'm so scared because what if they think I'm not good enough? Because for
Yeah.
me they're my everything, and you're constantly like so scared because of the people who know you so well. What do they think about you? And for me, it's my mother. Like, if she ever tells me to like perform a monologue of like acting or something, I'm just so shy in front of her, and I'm like, Mom, don't say anything bad, please. But I think I judge her critique the most. I mean, I meant to say I take her critique very importantly and precisely.
Yes.
And she knows me in and out, so she knows me very well. And she is my driving force. And
Mm.
she's my everything. I think she's been like, she's living her dreams through mine. Like I said, it's
Oh,
the genes. And she's been so supportive of everything I do. She put me in all of this. She put me into pageantry actually. At
oh,
the age of 16, when I actually became Miss Teen India, that was completely unplanned. But after I won, I was like, hey, now this is my dream. I really want to be Miss India. So
yeah.
everything happens for a reason, and my mother is the best mother ever.
Oh, I love that. That's actually one of
No,
the
I
things
mean,
that I
all
wanted to
mothers are the best, but for me,
ask.
Mama is like my most special.
Yes, of course. I feel like we all feel like our mom is like the best mom in the world. But of course, of course. We're sending love
All
to your
parents
mom.
are the
If she's watching
best.
this, hi
Thank
mom.
you.
I actually wanted to ask you, about your pageant journey, because you joined at such a young age. So you said that your mom was actually one of the inspirations for you to join. How did
um,
she
so,
influence you in that way?
um, so here's the thing. Actually, she just filled one of these teen forms, and then she completely like forgot about it. And a month later, she got a mail saying that Ritika has to audition in Mumbai, and I live in
Mhm.
Pune actually, which is like 3-4 hours away. And she
Yeah.
she called me up at night by like 12:30, and she's like, "Hey, tomorrow you have to go to Bombay, because you have this audition at 9 in the morning." And I just, my first reaction literally was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Huh? What are you saying?" Because I have no idea. And she's like, "Just go, try, give it, you want to be part of it. It's a great platform. You'll be recognized. You can do so much. There's talent." And at the age of 16, pageantry is all about, representing yourself confidently.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me do this. So the next morning, I've taken the bus, and on my way, I'm reading like all these Miss Universe and Miss World question answers, because I'm like, they're going to ask me something like really political, or they're going to ask me questions that I have no idea about. And I'm like constantly like juggling between like Google and this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, where have I landed up in? But eventually, that ended up being the most beautiful experience of my life and the most cherished
Mm,
one. And I guess some things are just meant to be, and you can't really change them.
absolutely. Well, we're sending a big thank you to your mom because without her, we wouldn't have you here today competing at Miss
True.
Supranational.
Yeah.
Love it. So, just to go back a little bit to the competition, right? Miss Supranational 2022. I wanted to ask you, I mean, like, there are different activities that will happen as soon as you get to the events and the places where everything will happen. Um, what is something that you are really looking forward to? Like when you think of the entire journey?
First and foremost would definitely be meeting my Supra family, because there's so much being said about like Supra family, and I think just having that family is extremely special. So that's one thing for sure. But at the same time, I think I'm really excited about the sub contest that take place
Mhm.
in Supranational, because there's so many of them, and I think it's a great opportunity to actually put yourself out there and show the world who you are, and the power you hold. So I'm extremely excited about the sub contest.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. And one of the things that I always ask the girls, as I have them on the interview, is that, we have people watching us live right now, and for sure more people will watch the live stream after it's over. But how can we support you on your journey, as part of the audience, whether it's with your advocacy, whether it's with your social media, or if there is any sort of voting system right now on the competition, please, how can we support you?
Here's the thing. You guys have supported me so much that the question should have been, how can I thank you enough for supporting me? Y'all have been so kind and nice to me throughout my journey. I think every day I wake up to so much love pouring in, and everybody's been so positive that I can't thank you enough. And I'm just going to say, keep the support coming in, keep the love coming in, because I really need it now, especially at this phase. And I'm extremely grateful to have all of you a part of my journey in my life. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
That's all I
absolutely.
want. I mean, there's nothing I can ask y'all to support me for, because y'all have been doing it and how. And it just makes me feel extremely appreciated and humbled and honored. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Actually, I was actually just realizing myself, as soon as I announced the interview with you, so I posted it on my Instagram, my stories and all. And then I realized, like, more than usual. Like, I was getting tagged and I was getting reposts and I was getting comments. And it was like a lot of people were so excited just to support your journey. They thought, like, an interview, so she's going to be able to talk to the audience, we're going to be able to get to know her more. And that's when I realized, oh my God, there's really like a strong, like, core group of people who are rooting for Ritika. So I think that it's so sweet that you send them, those lovely messages, of course.
Thank you.
Of course. Usually during these interviews, I always like to make it interactive with the audience and have some of their questions as well. Unfortunately, like today, the system for me to insert questions is not working. So what I'm gonna do, you guys, please, after the live stream, I'm going to invite you to leave in the comment section, your message for Ritika, the things that you would like her to know, or your appreciation messages, and hopefully she'll be able to go through some of the comments later today. All right. And as we head towards the last part of the competition, Ritika, one of the things that I wanted to ask you is, of course, when we think of Miss Supranational, the first things that come to mind is um, being a strong leader. I feel like that's very important for this organization, being aspirational and is inspirational as well. So, having those things in mind, keeping those things in mind, may I ask you, why should you be the next Miss Supranational?
Can I be as honest as possible?
No filter. Go
I
for it.
don't want it to sound like question answer, so I'm going to be extremely honest.
Yes.
Um, Not just only because I have a head full of dreams, or I'm here to bring fun, fresh, progressive perspective and approach, or with the right opportunities I can make a change. But at the same time, I believe I am my authentic self, unapologetically and unabashedly. And I believe I can connect with the audiences, with the masses. And that itself can give me a platform to really create inclusion and the little bit of change that I can try, the voice that I can create, and the platform that I can give others through mine. And just with the right command, with proper to just foster and uplift one another is why I truly want to be the next Miss Supranational. Because
Wow.
only if you aspire can you inspire, right? And these are all my aspirations. And
Yeah.
hopefully, one day, with God's grace, I can inspire them through all the aspirations that I've achieved.
Oh. Thank you so much, Ritika. That was such a good answer. I really, really appreciate you, not only for your time, for being here with us today, but also for just being so honest and so open and so, chill about the entire interview. It really, really means a lot. And I just wanted to say, my last comment about this entire interview is that I truly feel like you embody, not only the values of the organization, but also where it's going, because sometimes people think of pageantry in terms of, the stereotype or the type of course that they're looking for. But I think that truly pageants are evolving with time, just like society evolves, just like we evolve as human beings.
Exactly.
And I think like you have not only the face, the body, of course you have the beauty, but you have the mind, the intellect, the communication skills, and the purpose of someone who is very, very fit for this job. Okay,
Thank
so
you so much. That really means a lot.
of course we're sending on all of our love, sending all my positive vibes all the way from Montreal, Canada.
Thank you.
And I want to
Oh, so
thank our
you're from
viewers.
Canada. I had no idea you're from Canada.
Yes. Have you ever been?
I thought you were from New Zealand for some reason.
Have you ever been to Canada?
No, I actually haven't, but I hope to
Yeah.
come and I hope to see you then.
Of course. If you ever come to Canada, let me know. I'll tour you around.
Done. I can't wait. I'm
Yeah,
excited now.
of
Well,
course.
I think my
Perfect.
brother would be studying in Canada very soon, so there might be
Oh,
high hopes of him coming. Yeah, I
okay.
think he will be applying to universities in Canada, so you never know.
Hey, perfect. Well, if he's ever here, let me know. I might show him
No.
around a little bit. Perfect. Well, Ritika, thank you so much once again for everything, for your time, for being so kind, for being so open as well. To our viewers, for staying with us until the end and being so supportive as well. And, as usual, as I always tell you guys, please stay safe, take care of one another. We're sending you all of our love. And Ritika, all the best, okay?
Thank
One
you
moment.
so
Thank
much.
you.
It was a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for having me, and thank you to everyone watching. I love you all so much. I don't think I really express it enough, but I'm extremely grateful for everything you keep doing and will be doing. So, thank you so much for being part of my journey. And thank you so much, Louis. It's been amazing speaking to you.
Of course. A pleasure. A pleasure. We'll be rooting for you, okay?
Thank you.
Kisses.
Bye bye. See you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.